Hi, and welcome to lesson 6.5 on sample size and sound conclusions. First of all, this I want to say is one of my favorite lessons. I really enjoy this lesson, and maybe because there might involve some type of candy, but I just really like the lesson and the information we can get from it. So our question for today is, how do we use or interpret data using a frequency table and sample size? And we're going to get to those definitions in the lesson as well. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to have you do is answer the following questions. And so what you're going to do is on a piece of paper, you're going to label your paper as such, like C, D, E, F, G, H. Oh, there's two H's, sorry. So H, H, I, and J. And then on K also, you'll do that K and L. Okay, so I apologize if there's two H's. I'm not really sure how that happened, but I'll have to fix that. So 2/5 of 10, and how do we do that? Remember what of means in math. Of means what? And hopefully you're saying in your head, of means multiplication, Mrs. Heath, and you would be correct. So how do I figure out 2/5 of 10? Okay, so if you remember correctly, when we're doing of, I'm going to turn my pen on here. If I do 2/5 of 10, I always do 2/5 over, oops, it's a mess, sorry, times, and then I would put 10 over 1, because 10, my whole number goes over 1. So a 2 times 10 is 20, and 5 times 1 is 5. And then I have an improper fraction, so how many 5s go into 20? And my answer would be 4. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so then the same thing we would do for the next question, and you can write these on a separate sheet of paper if it's easier for you. I would do 5/9, and I'm just going to put 27 here over 1, and then we'll go from there. I know that 27 times, and I did this, I worked this out, but 27 times 5 equals 135. So I would have 135, over 9. And I divided this out already also. So I know that 9 can go into 135 15 times. So my answer would be 15. Now I suggest you do your work on a separate sheet of paper so that the answer is just easy to see. So like on the first one you just had 4, and you could have 4 on the line, and on the second one you had 15, and so on. So I will move all of these so that you may see your problems, and make sure you're just doing them the same way. 2 over 2 of 13. Now remember the of, and what does that mean? Okay, and I hope that helps you a little bit. And I guess if I just click on them, you can see them too, so I don't even have to move my stars. But 2/3 of 15, 7/8. I'll move the star a little bit. It's 7/8 of 32. You're gonna have to do a little bit of multiplying, right? So make sure you do that. And then on the bottom, you have Mason's car has a gas tank that holds 24 gallons of gas. The tank is exactly 1/4 full. How many gallons of gas are in Mason's car? Okay, and there's that of again. All right, so hopefully this helps you to do some practice with fractions. Okay, let's move on. Your next question that I would like you to answer is just write a brief answer. What do you think? And it says, a bowl contains candy of several colors. Explain how you would find the percent of each color in the bowl, okay? And just write an answer. What do you think you would do to find the percent of each color? Because obviously there's a lot of different colors. So what would we do to find the percent of red, for instance, or purple, and so on? All right? And then our final page, it says, could we find the percent of each color without counting every piece? Just write down yes or no, what you think. Could we use a sample? If we can, how many candies should we include in the sample? And what is a sample? Okay, a sample is a group, a number of people out of however many. Maybe if we were talking about 1,000 people, maybe we would want to do 100, or if we had 100, maybe we would want to do 10. So, but I want you to write down the definitions of sample. What is a sample? population, and then what is biased and unbiased. So if you can write down those definitions. So let's review really quickly. This is a shorter lesson, but let's review. What do I need to have? What do I need to have in my notebook when I come to class? So our goal was, how do we interpret data using a frequency table and sample size, okay? Nothing on this page. On this page, you needed to label your paper, C, D, E, F, G, H, H, remember, I and J, and then we have K and L. And you need to put the answers down for all of those, okay? So I did the first two with you, so now you'd need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more problems, okay? So make sure you bring those in. I'm wondering if I can change here. It's not going to let me do it right now. Okay, so that. And then you need to put in one answer here. Explain how you would find the percent of each color in the bowl. What would you do? Okay, would you count? What would you do? Just write down what you would do. And then finally, I want you to do the definitions down here. You don't have to answer these other two questions, but please write the definitions to sample, population, bias, and unbiased. Those actually might be in our little vocabulary journals. So I'm going to take a look at that, because if they are, we could write them in there instead of having to write them in our notebook as well. And I will let you know in class so that you know where to write them. All right, great job with the lesson. Please do your quiz that follows, and have a great evening. And nice job of listening and following directions.